Hello and welcome to the PC Security channel. Today we'll be taking a look at Webroot, something I haven't done in a long while. This is their Secure Anywhere product, which I believe is their premium home product for users. I do like the general design of the UI, but the fonts look a bit dated. Reminds me of Windows 7 for some reason. That's just preference though, but we're here to test protection. This video is sponsored by NordVPN Teams, but more on that later. So let's take a look at advanced settings. As you can see, there's not a lot to mess around with here, but if we go down into heuristics, that's where the exciting stuff is. It has something called Webroot Infrared, which is a multi-layer protection engine capable of proactively blocking zero-day and advanced persistent threats. That is APTs by leveraging the latest analytic engines in the Webroot intelligence network. Sounds like a fancy version of cloud intelligence. Then there's enhanced heuristics based on behavior, origin, age, and popularity of files. That's more like a reputation engine. So these two components are the zero-day defenses. Interestingly, they call them heuristics, which is fair enough, but a lot of AVs separate that from their scan engine heuristics. But enough talk. Let's get testing and see what this thing is actually made of. So as usual, we're going to conduct this test using our folder of miscreants. This is common malware that I've collected in the last 24 hours. Now I do know that we have a lot of backdoors in here. There might be some ransomware, and we're going to automate an attack vector using Malix. If you're new, that's the tool we use to go through this malware, launch it as a new independent process on the system, and test our product's proactive detection. Before we head into that though, I just want to point out that we've already got a casualty on the host system. Looks like Process Hacker and Webroot are not good friends. This happens very often with a lot of the new AI-based detection engines. They do flag a lot of these analysis tools as false positives. Anything that uses encryption and certain functions really. Now obviously this is not uncommon these days, but still worth mentioning. Now we're going to load up PowerShell and navigate to our network directory, which is Z shared, and now we can launch Malix. Real-time protection is turned on, so let the testing begin. We've immediately got an alert from Webroot. That is okay. And it looks like after a few threats were executed, our script was terminated. This is also common behavior when they analyze the execution chain. They might decide to terminate the process that started these malicious processes. So I'll probably have to blur out some of these names because they're inappropriate, but basically there's a ton of stuff on the system suggesting that Webroot works reactively. It seems these files are detected after they were created and now it wants us to remove them. We'll go ahead and do that. But now it starts a new scan. So that went relatively well. I don't think we have any active process in memory, but we didn't really get to test our full repertoire of malware. So now we're going to try that again. Now Webroot doesn't have any direct exclusions, but you can add whitelisted scripts. So I'm going to try and whitelist Malix here. And try again. Now interestingly, Webroot doesn't seem to be working very proactively, as in I think it blocks process after they execute, so we're not really going to see the proactive detection in Malix be accurate. But that's okay. We're just going to let it run, and then at the end of the day we're going to do our second opinion scans. We'll try and see what's on the system, we'll do a bit of forensics and see what kind of traces we're left with, or if the system is clean after Webroot has done its whole thing. Now interestingly, it's also detecting only DBG, so no shortage of false positives here. But the threats keep piling up and progress is relatively slow. So I'm just going to open Task Manager so you can keep an eye on the system utility usage. That is, if it loads up. The system does seem to be very slow right now. And we've got the infamous black screen of death. I don't even know what's happening. I can just hear our messages in the background. Okay, this was fun. Looks like we're back. Great. Got a couple of applications trying to load. Wow, our system just crashed outright. I have not seen that in a while. We're gonna try and boot back up, and hopefully we will still have our system. Maybe there's some weird conflict with Webroot drivers and something that the malware was trying to do. I do find this product very interesting with regards to its engineering, because the behavior we're witnessing is definitely different from what I'm used to. Looks like we're back, and you know what? I'm gonna do a quick scan with Hitman Pro to see if the system is compromised in any way. And it certainly is. So apart from the shared folder, obviously, we've got stuff in app data, we've got viruses, we've got lots of active malware on the system. Let's see if Webroot can scan and get rid of these. I guess that's the question. But at this point, you're already infected. And you know what? I was actually wrong. It does seem like these files are probably infected by some kind of virus. So it didn't detect OLEDBG as a false positive. That was actually just a virus. And this is where you run into the issues with reactive protection, because our files are now infected. Let's see if it can clean these effectively, but that's usually very difficult. And typically, as you can see, it's just going to delete everything. So it let the virus execute, and once it infected our files, it detected those files that were infected, and then it deleted our files. So in some ways, it's a worse outcome than just the malware, right? Because at least we had our files before. But we'll go ahead and remove the last threat, and now it's going to do a scan again, and this time it says it's clean. So if we go to Webroot, it says we're good to go. We're going to do another scan with Hitman Pro. First, I'm going to clean out the temp files, and then we'll do another second opinion scan. Now, if you're new, I strongly recommend at this point you check some of the other tests I've done recently, because this is not how it's supposed to go. This is very much off script. Just kidding, I don't have a script, by the way, if you're that silly. And it doesn't take long for Hitman Pro to start picking up active malware. So we've got something in program data that pretends to be Mozilla. This is active and running. We've also got a OneDrive updater. Now I'm guessing this is the legitimate application that's just been infected by the virus. And then we've got innumerable Trojans with names that I will need to blur out. So this is not fun. I don't claim to understand exactly how Webroot works, but if I were a user, I would definitely not enjoy those Trojans and viruses on my system. Obviously, they might have other defenses in play, and we're going to take a look at those too. So we're going to do a very quick ransomware test. First, we're going to reset our network location, get it nice and clean. Then we're going to go ahead and grab some ransomware. Let me just show you. We have 56 threats. Some of them are new, maybe a few months old, but overall, these are threats that would be detected by 9 out of 10 engines in VirusTotal. So now we're just gonna batch rename these to EXE, and then we'll try Malix all over again. So as usual, we will navigate to our network location. Interestingly, Webroot is still picking up threats, apparently. Maybe the location was just not within the scan parameters, and this was just picked up by the real-time protection. But yeah, the fact that it doesn't block them proactively and it just has to do a scan every time it detects new malware, it does seem a bit dated. Now we're going to go ahead and execute Malix again. This time we're launching well-known ransomware. This should be blocked by signatures proactively. Ideally, we will see if there is any data loss. Once again, let the testing begin. And within a few minutes, it does seem like our files are affected. Ouch. Looks like we've got ransomware Armageddon going on. We've got F Society ransomware, Pokemon Go ransomware trying to execute. Now all of these are very well-known variants, so I would expect them to be blocked. Maybe the attack vector is something it's not prepared for, but honestly I would hope for better. But it seems like Webroot is just letting all these files execute. And reactive protection just does not work for ransomware because if your files are gone, they're gone, right? It doesn't help if you can remove the ransomware later. And when you've got like 3 or 5 different levels of encryption being applied to your files, you know it's done. This video's over. I guess Webroot really isn't equipped to deal with this kind of malware onslaught, but I hope this is going to help inform people with regards to what might happen in this type of scenario, and maybe it'll be able to deal with it in a future version. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and share if you did. A big thank you to our sponsors NordVPN. Teams, if you're looking to run a business remotely, you likely need an internal VPN, so your employees can collaborate, communicate, and do all of that privately. Now usually this would be a painstaking job setting up your own servers, getting your authentication, but you can skip all of that and have a hassle-free and great user experience with NordVPN Teams. You have a centralized billing system, secure communication, private gateways, auto connect, and most importantly, cross-compatibility. So you can run this on Windows, Mac OS, iOS, Android, so you've no trouble connecting on any of your mobile devices. Now pricing starts at only $7 per user, and it's $9 if you'd like a dedicated server with a fixed IP. And if you're not sure what you want to go for, or you want to test out the service first, all plans come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So please check them out if you're interested. There will be a link in the description and also on the screen right now. And you can use that to let them know that you came from this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the PC Security channel. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay secure.